Work energy and power. Question 2. A 5 kg block is released from rest from a height of 5 meters and slides down a frictionless incline to P as shown below. It moves along a frictionless horizontal portion PQ and finally moves up a second rough inclined plane. It comes to a stop 3 meters above the horizontal at point R. The frictional force, a non-conservative force between the surface and the block, is 18 newtons. 2.1. Using energy principles only, calculate the speed of the block at point P. Now they told us that this part is frictionless. So we are going to use the equation of conservation of mechanical energy to calculate the velocity of our object at P, which states that the mechanical energy of our object at the top is equal to the mechanical energy of our object at the bottom. And mechanical energy is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So we have kinetic energy plus potential energy at the top is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy at the bottom. The formula for kinetic energy is half mv squared plus the formula for potential energy is mg height at the top is equal to half mv squared plus mg height at the bottom. The mass of our object is 5 kilograms. And the velocity of our object at the top is 0 because it is still stationary. 5 into 9,8. What is the height of our object at the top? It is 5 meters above the ground. 5 is equal to half. Our mass is 5. Now the velocity of our object at P, it is what we are looking for. So we have v squared plus our mass is 5 into 9,8. What is the height of our object at point P? It is 0 meters above the ground. This is going to give us 0 and this is going to give us 5 into 9,8 into 5. 245 is equal to half of 5 is 2,5 velocity squared plus this is going to give us 0. So we will be having 245 is equal to 2,5 v squared divided by 2,5 divided by 2,5. The velocity of our object at P is equal to the square root, since this is going to cancel with this one, and in order for us to get rid of the squared, we'll have to put the whole thing inside of a square root. So our answer will be 245 divided by 2,5. 9,90 meters per second. Now 2.2. Explain why the kinetic energy at point P is the same as that at point Q. So they're asking us why will the velocity of our object at point P be equal to the velocity of our object at point Q. Now, since they told us that from here to here and from here to here, our surface is frictionless, so there are no non-conservative forces acting on our object as it moves along P and Q, meaning there are no forces that are taking energy away from our object. So we answer that by saying there is no frictional force. Therefore, there is no loss of energy. Because what frictional force does is, when I rub my hands like this, you can hear them, right? So the kinetic energy is converted into sound. And again, when I do this, I feel the heat, so the kinetic energy is converted into heat. So whenever an object moves through a rough surface, its kinetic energy is converted into heat and sound. But if there's no friction, then our object will continue moving till eternity. 2.3. Explain the term non-conservative force. A non-conservative force is the force for which work done in moving an object between 2 points is path dependent, meaning it depends on the path taken. 2.4. Calculate the angle theta of the slope QR. Now we are told that QR is rough, meaning there's friction acting on the object as it climbs up from Q to R. Work non-conservative equation. Change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy. Now, what is that non-conservative force that is acting on our object from Q to R? It is frictional force. Now, what is the work done by the frictional force? It is Fk delta x cos theta is equal to change in kinetic energy is half v final squared minus v initial squared plus change in potential energy is mg height final minus height initial. Now what is the frictional force that is acting on our object as it climbs from Q to R? It is 18 newtons. 18. Now we don't know delta x because the friction is acting against the motion of our object, so it is 180 degrees. The mass of our object is 5 kilograms. Now what is the V final for our object? It is 0 because they told us that it comes to a stop 3 meters above the horizontal at point R. So it is 0 squared minus bracket. What is the V initial? 9.90 meters per second squared. Plus our mass is 5 into 9.8. Now what is the height final? The height final is 3. And what is the height initial? It is 0 because at Q it is 0 meters above the ground. So cos of 180 is equal to -1, and -1 times 18 delta x is equal to a -18 delta x is equal to this. We're going to plug it into our calculator. 2,5 into half of 5 is 2,5 into negative square of this. We get negative 245,025. You write it as it is. You don't round off until you get to the final answer. Plus this times that is 147. Now negative 18 delta x is equal to, the sum of this is 5,025 plus 147 is negative 98,025 divided by negative 18 divided by negative 18. Our delta x is equal to answer divided by negative 18. 5,445,833 blah blah blah. We don't round it off because it is not the final answer. Now what we have here is a right angle triangle, and this side is 3 meters high our x is this, 5,445837, and our theta is here. So we are going to have to use trigonometry. So we have opposite, and we also have the hypotenuse. So we're going to use sine. Sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Our opposite is 3, and our hypotenuse is 5,445833. This is 3. So we are going to say theta is equal to second function of sine into 3 divided by 5,445833. When you plug that into our calculator, we get second function of sine into 3 divided by 5,44583333. We get an angle of 33,43 degrees. Thank you for watching.